boy. Oh, there it is. Hello. Today I launched Eleanor's Candyland Kids, the fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I was really excited and I thought it'd be fun to play a round of Candyland. So I actually have a 1955 edition of Candyland right here. I don't have an original 49. I haven't tracked one down yet, but the art here is very, very similar. So I thought that we'd play around on the 55, and then I have a few other versions here. So we'll see. We'll just see how the game goes. So I've done one of these live before, and we're gonna do red, yellow, green, and blue in rotation here. Root for whichever team that you like. All right, we're gonna start off with red, and I'm rooting for red because that's my channel logo's color. And it looks like we've got green. So right there, not too bad of a start. Just do that as the discard pile here. And then yellow gets a red. Oh, jumping right ahead here. All right, now it's green's turn. And green jumped right ahead to the heart candies, which is right here, the candy hearts, right at the bottom of the board. All right, now blue. Oh, it's going to take a bit for blue to follow that one up. Blue got a red, so blue is going to sidle up right here with yellow. All right, time for red's turn again. Now, there are some house rules where you can draw multiple cards, but with four players, I don't think I have enough. Red got yellow, so gets to move one space ahead. How frustrating. All right. And yellow's turn. Yellow gets a green. So yellow advances three spaces. This 55 has a long rainbow trail here. All right. Green's turn. Green got purple. Green advances two spaces. So Team Green is in the lead. Let's see if blue can close that gap. Blue gets a purple. Oh, but that's actually lucky. Blue advances one space and gets to take the rainbow trail. Oh, that's quite a shortcut here. That's almost a third of the board. So blue has a really good chance of cinching it now. So coming in from behind here. All right, red's turn. Yellow. Red drew a yellow. Where's that in orange? Let's see here. Oh, that's more of an orange. So red only advances one space. Team red is really dragging on this game. All right, Team Yellow, here we go. Team Yellow pulls a green card. Here we are, getting right ahead of Team Green. That's funny. Green gets yellow ahead of green. Team Green draws two purples. So Team Green gets to go one, two, all the way up here. Green is sprinting. All right, here we go. And blue. Let's see how far blue goes. Blue gets a red. So blue advances four spaces. So we've got blue in the lead, followed by green. And heading up the tail here is red, whose turn it is. And red gets two reds. So red gets to advance past the candy hearts. At least we're past our first landmark. All right. Yellow. Yellow got peanut brittle. Yellow got peanut brittle. Yellow gets to go all the way to the crooked old peanut brittle house. Oh, look at that. There are much bigger swings in the 1955. The original edition is a longer board. And I see that the shortcuts, the way that they're cut in, it's a lot more volatile gameplay than some of the later years. All right, green. What's green got? Double yellow. So green gets to advance almost to the gingerbread plum tree. Red. Okay, come on, red. Give me a good one. Green. I get to advance three spaces here. Team red is not doing all that well. All right, here we go. Team yellow. Team yellow is really a surprise here. Yellow got the candy cane. Oh, where is the pepper? Oh no, the peppermint stick forest is all the way back. Yellow pulled ahead and then got pulled all the way back to the peppermint stick forest. Rotten luck. They don't have characters in the game yet. That doesn't get introduced till 1984 but that's akin to getting like Plumpy. I guess, the peppermint forest, I think, is in the same place in the 84, and Plumpy's where the candy hearts are. Now, what's green got? Green has a purple. So green advances past the gingerbread plum tree. And blue draws blue, moves 2 spaces. Blue pulled ahead and it feels like they're slogging, but actually they've still got quite a lead. So Team Blue is doing pretty well. Here we go. Team Red. Team Red pulls a yellow and advances 1 space. Oh no. All right, it's down to Team Yellow. Here we go. And Team Yellow pulls a red and advances, here we go, 5 spaces. The spaces are really small, too, on this version of Candyland. All right, Team Green, here we are. Double yellow. All the way past the Gumdrop Mountains. There we go. In 1984, Jolly would have been the character who guarded the Gumdrop Mountains here. We're missing Jolly. All right, Blue draws a double red. Pow, pow, right here, almost to the Crooked Little Peanut Brittle house. Blue is just tearing it up. All right, come on, red team. Come on. Yellow. All right, we're past the peppermint stick forest. We're barking up yellow's tail here. Let's see what yellow's pulling. Yellow pulls a purple and moves ahead only 1 space here. So, all right. Come on, red. We don't want to finish last. All right. Green. It's green's turn. Green pulls a purple, advances 3 spaces. And blue. Where is blue at? Blue pulls a blue, falls just shy of the Crooked Peanut Brittle house. So blue is in the lead, green in second place, yellow third, and red bringing up the rear. Red's turn now. Let's see if we can get some redemption. Pulled a red. I'm right behind. Right behind yellow. That's terrible. Okay, let's see what yellow gets. Yellow gets a double green and advances. Here we go. Very close to the gingerbread plum tree. Green's turn. Green pulls a gingerbread man and gets pulled all the way back to the gingerbread plum tree. All right, we have an epic setback. Everybody is racing to catch up to blue here. And blue, let's see where you're at. Blue gets a green. Blue is just crawling to the Crooked Peanut Brittle house. Oh, and we're already halfway through our deck, and we only have one player even close to the halfway point on the board, and that is Team Blue. I just want to take a minute and appreciate the art on this board. This is just, I love how it pops. It's just so beautiful. I love all the art on the Candylands. I mean, there are a couple years that it gets a little busy, and there is one year that it has really bad art, in my opinion. But other than that, the vast majority of Candyland boards have had excellent art. Now let's get back to the game. How is Team Red doing? Team Red draws a blue and advances 2 spaces. It's still a slog. Poor Team Red. I'm rooting for you. All right, yellow team, where are we at? Yellow team draws, yep, that's an orange. These cards are a bit faded, so sometimes the yellow and orange can be hard to differentiate unless I get them right up on the board. All right, Team Green, here we are. Draws a purple and advances only 1 space. Ouch. Hey, if you're watching this and you're having a good time, remember that today we are launching Eleanor's Candyland Kids fundraiser. It benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All right, Team Blue, here we go. Double blue. Oh, there we go. 1, 2. Now we are past the Crooked Old Peanut Brittle house. Blue is finally starting to break away. All right, here we go. Red team. Red team draws a blue. Actually, we close a little distance there. That was 6 spaces. That's a better move than I've had in a long time. All right, time for yellow. Are we ready? There we go. That's then another one of those. Yeah, it's double orange. Oh, that's a big one. It takes it past the gingerbread. Yellow goes past the gingerbread plum tree and past the Gumdrop Mountains. Now they missed the Mountain Pass shortcut, but they are now taking up second place. Good on you, Team Yellow. Let me get a drink here. Whew. All right, Team Green. Team Green, here we go. We draw green and advance 2 spaces. Green is in the slog. Green has had really weird luck this game. All right, blue. Blue. Blue draws an orange. I did see that right away that this is, now that we're getting a little closer. So 2 spaces, three. Blue advanced 3 spaces. All right, red team, here we are. Red team gets an ice cream bar, a Neapolitan ice cream bar, taking red team from the rear all the way to the lead at the ice cream floats. Oh, oh yeah. Red's closing it down, baby. All right, yellow. Let's see where yellow goes. Yellow draws a blue, advances 4 spaces. Green, how we doing? How we doing, green? Green gets a red, advances 3 spaces. Poor green. Poor green. All right, blue, here we are. Blue draws a blue and advances 3 spaces. This is nuts. This is nuts. Red hopping in from behind. Oh. All right, here we go, red. Double blue. Red is just killing it now. I was really feeling forlorn. This is great. All right, here we go. Yellow. Yellow draws a blue, which is actually pretty decent. Advances past the gumdrop mountain pass here. The gumdrop symbol, I guess, is right here. So I guess I was saying they passed right here because of the name. But now we've officially crossed the gumdrop landmark. All right, green. Green. Green gets lollipops. Oh, the green advances to the lollipop woods, closing in on second place following red. It is getting tight. Oh, what an upset. Green has had such a volatile game. All right, blue. Let's see what blue's got. Blue needs some magic, and blue gets it. Blue gets double purple. Wham, right here, 6. And then we get another rotation of 6. They advance 12 spots. Team blue is closing it in. All right, so the top 3, we've got red in first place. We've got green in second, blue in third, and coming, wow, almost a third of the board behind is yellow. Let's see if we can make some magic here. We're getting down to it. All right. It is red's turn. Red, what do we got? Red gets yellow and advances 2 spaces. This one's like very clearly yellow. It's funny how they fade like that. But I mean, again, this is from 1955. It's aged pretty well. Yellow, let's see some magic. Yellow gets an orange and advances 3 spots. Green, come on, baby. Green gets the gumdrops and gets pulled back to the gumdrop mountain pass. Oh, poor team green. That is brutal. All right, so now blue and red are in contention for first and second place, with green and yellow fighting for third and fourth, respectively. Here we go. Blue draws a purple, which actually advances 6 spaces here. Very nice. Red, here we are, team red. Where are we going? Red gets a red and moves 2 spaces. So again, bust out into the lead and then slowly crawl to that finish. All right, here we are. Yellow draws an orange and advances 7 spaces. Not a bad draw, yellow. Not a bad draw. All right, green. Where's green? Where's the magic? Green draws a yellow, advances 5 spaces. Little bit of a slog here in this back half. All right. Blue, feeling the magic. Blue gets a yellow, advances 3 spaces. All right, here we go. Red gets a double orange, advances, let's see here, we're at 5, and then we're at an additional 6, so like 11 spaces right there. Red's closing it down. All right, yellow Yellow draws a red and gets to move only a single space. This is rough. This is rough. At least they're near the gingerbread plum tree. All right, green. Here we go, green. Team green pulls a green and advances 6 spaces, closing in on yellow. So they're not giving up. Team green's not giving up. They'll grow on you. All right, team blue. Team blue draws a yellow and advances, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces to the next yellow. Very nice move. Red. Red's so close. Red is so close. I don't want to get stuck in the molasses swamp here. I have one trap area that I could get stuck on. And I missed it, but I only advanced 1 space. I got a red. Ah. Let's go team blue. All right, Zach. All right. Okay. Now it's team yellow's turn. Let's not get confused. I just see you rooting for blue. All right. Team yellow. Here we go. Yellow draws a green and moves 3 spaces ahead. Poor yellow and green. Green, especially. Green has been ahead and back and ahead and back. And green is going to yellow 1 space ahead. All right, blue, let's make some magic happen. We ready for this? Blue gets a blue and advances 4 spaces. See, this is the part of the board where blue could really stand to get a double colored card. All right, red, let's make some magic happen. Here we go. Orange. Okay, so red advances 5 spaces past the molasses swamp. Red is in the lead now. It's all coming down. This is terrible because if I run out of cards, I might need to. You're officially supposed to pull out anything that has a landmark and reshuffle the deck, but I might just leave the landmarks in for some spice. All right. Yellow. Here we go. Yellow. Yellow draws a purple, advances 4 spaces. Poor yellow and green, man. I'm telling you guys, it was a good run. It was a good run. Green. Green gets an orange, advances 1 paltry space. It burns. It burns. All right. Blue. Blue. Here we go. Blue gets a double. Oh! But the first color is the first space ahead. So blue ends up advancing 7 spaces. That's still decent. All right. We're on our last one here. What is red getting? Red gets a yellow and advances 5 spaces. Red is now 5 spaces away. Actually, the 6th space will be home sweet home. All right, we gotta reshuffle and pick up on yellow's turn here. Oh man, I'm leaving the food landmarks in. We're gonna live dangerously. If we're playing Candyland, we're playing for keeps. That's what's going on here. If you guys are enjoying the show, remember this is celebrating that I'm kicking off Eleanor's Candyland Kids, the fundraiser benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Ooh, got that all in one breath there. All right. I don't even know how good of a mix that is. It is yellow's turn. Let's trust in the heart of the cards. Purple. Oh, this was a good shuffle for yellow, getting them 6 spaces ahead. There we are. All right. Green, picking up on green. Green gets a candy cane. Green has to get knocked back to the peppermint stick forest. This is why we're living dangerously here. This is why we're living dangerously. It's feast or famine. Could have just as easily been pulled forward, but no. Fate had other plans. Blue, are we ready? It's like that scene in Maverick, right? It's green. 6 spaces. 6 spaces ahead, closing in. Team red. Team red. I only got a little distance. Little distance here. Team red advances 1 space. I'm so close. I am so close. All right, team yellow. Time to shine, right? You're going to come in, you're going to be the dark horse, right? Team yellow. Purple. So close. But that still advances you 6 spaces again. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Team green, it's redemption time. Lock in. Team green gets a purple, advances 6 spaces. Poor team green. Poor team green. All right, Team Blue, you ready for this? Let's go. Team Blue gets green, passes the molasses swamp trap space. You are in the clear. Now it's the home stretch. It's the final run. It's anybody's race right now. I can still get okay, here we go. I'm rooting for red. Team red, anybody who's backing me up, here we go. Team red gets a red and advances just one. we are so we are so close. We're so close. Yellow, team yellow. Team yellow brings a blue to the table and advances one. Okay, everybody's having a bad lap. Everybody's having a bad lap. How about you, green? Are you having a bad lap? Green gets a purple. Green says, no, I am not having a bad lap. I'm going to move ahead 6 spaces while you are all slowing down. Blue, you want to close that gap? Yeah. Oh, get sent. Wait, yeah. You would wish for that, wouldn't you, Team Blue? Wouldn't you? All right. Team Blue pulls a purple, barking up that trail. Oh, all right. Team Red. Think we're gonna get sent back? I don't think so. I trust in the heart of the cards. Yellow. Well, this is weird because this yellow's past the rotation of the end here. So I'm not sure. I feel like technically that gets me past, but I want to live dangerously and say I want to try to at least get to the green. Okay, we're going to try. We're going to make this a caveat here. I'm going to attempt to draw a green and get to the end here. Should we do this? Let's see, because we want to give yellow and green a shot. Yellow, team yellow, you all ready? All right. Yellow got double yellow. Oh, very close to the crooked old peanut brittle house. Green, are we going to get some redemption, Green? Green got the peanut brittle. Green is at the crooked old peanut brittle house, seizing third place from yellow, coming in all the way from back by the gingerbread plum tree. What a comeback. It is not over. It is not over yet. Okay. Blue, everybody ready? Blue gets a double red. Now, again, this is kind of one of those, the red, my red is on red here. All right. I'm going to say that just for funsies, we're going to play chicken because I think that technically speaking, this would also have put blue across the line. But let's see if we can get a green for blue or red. Let's give yellow and green a chance to come back here. So red, you ready for this, team red? You ready for this? You ready for this? I'm ready for this. Are you ready for this? I'm ready for this. Team red draws a red, does not advance. I too live dangerously. Team yellow. Team yellow draws a double purple and advances. Ooh, that's 4. That's another 6, 10 spaces. Green, team green. Here we go. Team green advances 5 spaces onto the green space. I want me a green space. We're just arbitrarily giving these guys a chance to catch up. Okay. Blue, team blue, you ready? Got to draw green to win. Team blue draws an orange, stays sidled up next to red. Team red. Team red draws a yellow and stays put. Now, I'm still going to count advancing on purple, blue, or green, but I'm calling it that I want to try to get as close to the end as I can. That's not the official rules. It's not the official rules, but it's there. All right, yellow. You ready? Yellow gets a green, advances 2 spaces. Just waiting for it. I know there's a trap coming up. Green gets a red, advances 3 spaces. Blue goes nowhere. What a squander of a great card, too. Yeah, I know, right? That's that's like point denial in a game. That's really point denial. All right, red. Let's go. Red gets a yellow, doesn't advance anywhere. Yellow gets a yellow, advances 1. The yellow player drew a yellow card, ended on a yellow space, advancing only 1. Serendipity, I guess. Green draws an orange and gets 1 ahead of yellow. One-upsmanship at its finest. All right, blue. Team blue, this is for all the peanuts right here. Team blue draws a red, does not advance. Team red. Did not advance. Team yellow. Team yellow draws a double yellow. Oh, and since team yellow is on yellow, yellow advances 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces to the first yellow and an additional 6. Woo, 13 spaces for team yellow. Tearing it up. Team green, here we go. Team green gets a red and moves forward 1 space. All right, team blue. The suspense is killing me too. I hope it lasts. Team blue gets a yellow and does not advance. Team red. Now it's the moment of truth. Orange. All right, yellow. Yellow, you ready to shine? Red. Yellow moves 2 spaces ahead. This is getting close here. Green. Green gets the candy hearts, the plumpy of the 1955 Candyland. Green gets pulled all the way back towards the start. I'm sorry, Team Green. Now, there are still other cards that can pull you ahead. The lollipops and the ice cream floats are still in play. So it can still happen. Blue, are we ready? You saw the tragedy of what happened to Team Green. Blue draws a red, does not advance. All right, Team Red, here it is. Victory. We know it's here. We know it's here. I called it! Team Red gets the green and completes the track. Team Red. Oh, yeah. Oh, isn't victory sweet? Isn't victory sweet? That was a nice run. That was a nice run. If you're having fun, remember today we are celebrating that we are kicking off Eleanor's Candyland Kids, a fundraiser benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All right, this was a blast, but as you can see, we've got a couple different versions of Candyland here. I thought it'd be fun to start with the oldest, with the 1955. This is a classic. I love the art. Boy, this copy was definitely loved. This one took a lot of restoration. However, I think it's time we move up a little bit through the timeline. Okay, here we go. I mean, what a beautiful board. What a beautiful board. I guess it's unconfirmed. They say that Eleanor had designed the first draft of art, Eleanor Abbott. When she created this, the 49 edition that Milton Bradley released is rumored to be mostly her art. Now, this is redone. This is the 55, but it's inspired by her designs. It's just beautiful. Just a beautiful, and of course, the rules are printed on the underside of the lid of the box. Makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside, doesn't it? People trash on games like Candyland, real simple games, a lot on websites like Board Game Geek and everything. They talk about how there's not much depth. But you have to remember that when Eleanor designed this game, she was recovering from polio in a shared. Oh yeah, you know what? Should we keep an eye on this? Should we keep it? Nobody's really taking this too seriously. I'm just going to go ahead and put this mark right next to Team Red. We're going to just keep an eye on that. There we go. Now, Eleanor had gotten polio in the late 40s. She was recovering in a hospital ward in San Diego, and she shared that ward with a number of small children. And she had a hard time watching them deal with the rigors of the illness, and so she had come up with Candyland. The original Candyland, as we just played, you saw that it ended by you reaching home sweet home. And that was because she wanted the kids to visualize that they were going to recover and go home after just a short little journey away at the hospital. So the game is designed with no major decision making required, no strategy required, no ability to read or do math, following very simple instructions, and gameplay was designed to only take a few minutes because a lot of these kids could hardly breathe. They could hardly move. So I think if you keep in mind that Candyland is not only an ideal game for teaching a very young kid how a board game in and of itself should work, but also dealing with kids who might be in a position where they don't have a whole lot of energy or they don't have the ability to play anything much more complex. This really fits that bill very nicely. And so it's important to remember that games are designed with a purpose sometimes. And don't be too quick to judge a game just because it doesn't live up to your expectations of what you would like to play. Sometimes you're not always the target market. But I find that Candyland is a great unifier. It transcends languages, it transcends ages. You know, it's not just for little kids. There are a lot of people who run into situations where they have cognitive decline, and this is a wonderful way to engage somebody and still help them keep a little bit of sharpness and allow some social interaction on such a nice level here. Now, this is the 1984 Candyland. This is the one that I have the fondest memories of growing up. In 1984, Milton Bradley was purchased by Hasbro, and so they had actually commissioned the creation of these new characters that now inhabit Candyland. So the story on this is that King Candy has gone missing. And the Candyland kids are on a journey through Candyland to try to find him. So at the end of this trail, they are going to reach the Candy Castle. Now, the kids have to beware. There are some spots that will catch them on their journey, and these traps have been laid by the menacing Lord Licorice right here, who everybody is very, very suspicious is behind the disappearance of King Candy. Now, of course, some of the denizens of Candyland are also kind of guilty by association in the description and the lore. For instance, Plumpy, who he looked over the sugar plum, the gingerbread sugar plum forest. Ooh, they had kind of repurposed the original gingerbread forest, and he has this little sugar plum logo right here. And just like in the original game, if you draw a little symbol for a different type of candy, it can bring you to that spot on the board. And a lot of people didn't really like Plumpy, so he's sort of cast as a pseudo villain in this edition, more so because he sits around all day and doesn't help try to find King Candy. He slows everyone down. Similar to Gloppy, who I think gets an unfair bad rap. Gloppy is right up here where the molasses swamp used to be. In fact, that's right. In this, it still is the molasses swamp. It's not till later that they change it to the fudge swamp. They do update the types of candy to try to make it more relevant to the children at the time. But this is one of my favorite Candyland boards. If not, I would dare say this is my favorite. I would say the 2010's a pretty close contender for second. But just beautiful coloration, gorgeous art, lively characters. This is just wonderful. So they took the formula and expanded on it. Again, this is kind of an interesting deal because remember the original Candyland being designed to relieve children in a hospital and send them home. Now we're taking kids and giving them a more narrative adventure, which I think is really cool. All right. And we have the I always laughed that the little boy and girl on this board are about as bread and butter as it gets. It's really the same exact art, just one has a ponytail and one does not. The art on this reminds me of classic, like a little bit of like Don Bluth Disney. You know what I mean? Don Bluth era Disney. Oh, I should Roy G. Biv this a little bit. We're gonna go in that order. Anyway, we're gonna go in that order. Just beautiful. I noticed that every board that I've ever seen has also had a little double print of Princess Lolly's eye. I thought that was unique to the board I had growing up, but I noticed when I was hunting for these online, you can tell the 84 print run based on that double exposure. They did do a follow up, and some of this art, pardon me, some of this art was updated for an early 90s edition as well. And they actually revisited these characters for the 2025. Now, interestingly enough, this is the character set and lore that was going to be included in the Candyland movie. Believe it or not, in 2009, Universal Pictures teamed up with Hasbro after the success of Transformers, or right around the time of it. And they were going to license a bunch of movies like Ouija, Battleship, Candyland, and originally they were writing a Lord of the Rings esque high adventure based in Candyland using these characters. And the writers really wanted to make it dramatic. Now that started to fall through, and the rights for the movie ended up transferring over to Columbia Pictures and Happy Madison. And so then Adam Sandler, being in charge of Happy Madison, was now in charge to be the lead. And I think it's Robert Smigel, right? I think it's Robert. He's the voice of Triumph, the insult comic dog you might have seen on like the Conan O'Brien show. Well, he's also an accomplished writer. And so he was on board to write it. So I thought it was fantastic that at one time around 2012, we were slated to get an almost $100 million high fantasy adventure movie about Candyland starring Adam Sandler and Triumph and written by Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. I mean, what timeline are we living in? All right. Here we go. Oh boy, we got a lot of chat going on here. All right. Wow. I'm glad everybody's having a good time here. Yes, they did do, Zach, they did do a couple of different interesting Candyland themes. I think there's a Dora the Explorer, if I'm not mistaken. So there have been a couple. There was kind of a weird time where they were shuffling between characters as well. Like in 2021, they removed the character names and changed them up a little bit. I didn't really like the art, but they came back to form in 2025. All right, here we go. We're as shuffled as it gets. Red's leading off here. Red getting a green. Oh, missing our opportunity at the Rainbow Trail. Harsh. Harsh. There's a PC game of the Dora version. I could see them doing that. There's a VCR version of Candyland that I'd love to play sometime. I love those VHS VCR board games. Yellow drawing a blue. Okay, the Rainbow Trail is still a possibility here. Team Green, are we ready? Team Green pulls a purple, advances 2 spaces. There's kind of an interesting spread here. All right, blue. Here we go, Team Blue. Team Blue draws a double red. So the first red is right at the outset of start, but the next red is just ahead of Team Red. So Team Blue pulling ahead for the lead. Team Blue chewing it up this time. All right, Team Red. Team Red gets a double purple in an upset, advances 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces. Team Red pulling ahead. Team Yellow, here we are. And you notice we have fewer spaces on this board. At one point, it went from, I think, just around 200 and some down to 160. So this is going to go a little faster. Team Yellow, here we go. Double green. So we advance 2 spaces behind blue. And then again, another 7 spaces sidling up on red. Ooh. Team Green, are we ready? Team Green draws a blue right ahead of the Rainbow Trail. So the Rainbow Trail shortcut is still a possibility. I agree. Some of those old PC games are a lot of fun. I actually really enjoy Chex Quest. If you ever played that, that's it's based on the Doom engine. Chex, they gave them away for free. I think it's General Mills gave them away for free in boxes of Chex. I played the heck out of that. All right, Team Blue. Team Blue draws a yellow, getting past Plumpy's territory, but still holding up 3rd place. Team Red, here we go. Team Red pulling in an orange and rolling past Mr. Mint's Peppermint Forest. Team Yellow. Team Yellow draws a double orange. So Team Yellow hits right here where red is, and that's already a 6-space advancement and moves again another additional 6, taking the lead. Team Yellow is taking the lead. Team Green, here we go. You get an orange, and you can hit this Rainbow Trail. Let's see it. But you are pulling ahead of Team Blue. Well, for this move anyway. All right. Team Blue, here we go. Team Blue draws a yellow, which is another respectable 6-space advancement, pulling right up in the 3rd place. Team Red is now ready to go, holding up 2nd place. Let's see if we can make some magic happen. Not quite. Advancing 4 spaces to yellow. Team Yellow still holding the lead. Let's build that. Getting a blue, advancing 5 spaces. Oh, we're right next to the Licorice Castle. Careful. King of Swag, Lord Licorice. Pardon me. Somebody called him the King of Swag in my little vote, my little poll I had. I thought that was funny as hell, but he has a great hat and a cane. So there's some swag. All right, green, here we go. Green draws a green, advances 2 spaces. All right, here we go, blue. Let's make some magic happen. Blue draws a yellow, advances to tie it up for second place with red, or at least for the rest of this turn. Woo, woo. It's getting close now. They're neck and neck. Red versus blue. All right, Team Red, let's make some space. Team Red draws a green and advances 3 spaces. Team Yellow, you ready for this? Building that lead. This is a much tighter race than the last run here. Team Yellow gets a double purple, advancing first 4 spaces and then an additional 6 for a total of 10 spaces. Yellow just building that lead. They missed the gumdrop pass shortcut, but they still built some distance on here. All right. Team Green. Team Green. Team Green draws Grandma Nut and heads straight to the peanut brittle house. Team Green building that lead. They don't call it the crooked old peanut brittle house in this edition. It's just the peanut brittle house. But Team Green taking a jump thanks to Grandma Nut. What an upset. All right, Blue, you going to put up with that? Blue is now in 4th place. Let's see how you do. Team Blue draws Queen. They were right next to each other in the stack. Team Blue draws Queen Frostine and ends up at the ice cream sea on the last quarter of the map. Team Blue takes a commanding lead in a huge upset. Let's see if Team Red can even get something like the Lollipop Forest. I'm real stinky about this. It was too much to ask for them to be next to each other, but I'm just saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. All right. Team Yellow. Let's see where Team Yellow is. Team Yellow. Team Yellow draws a yellow and advances 1 space. Again, Team Yellow draws a yellow, advances to yellow, 1 space. That's 2 games that Team Yellow has done this. Is this like your thing, Team Yellow? Is this like just a weird... All right, Green. Let's see it. Green, just knock Team Blue back just a little bit. Will you? Will you do that? Team Green. Thanks, Team Green. Just moving ahead 1 space. Good job. Thank you. Thanks for pulling weight. All right. Here's Blue. Here we go, Team Blue. Are we ready? Team Blue gets a double blue, advancing 2 spaces and then an additional 6. We are now right below the Candy Castle. We just have to get past, Blue needs to get past Gloppy in the Molasses Swamp for a clear win. Team Red. Team Red. Team Red gets a double yellow, so at least actually I advance 5 spaces here and then an additional 6 for 11 spaces, tying it up with Team Yellow. We're neck and neck for last place. Which feels good. Team Yellow. Team Yellow draws an orange and advances 3 spaces. We are now past Jolly's Gumdrop. Team Green. Team Green draws Jolly's Gumdrop and falls to 3rd place behind Yellow. Oh, Team Green. Team Green has the most volatile games. All right, Team Blue. Here we go. Team Blue draws a purple, advances 4 spaces. All right, Red. I got to count on Princess Lolly's good graces if I want a chance to try to catch Blue. Got a blue, and I get to advance 1. Look at this! Look at this traffic jam! The Candyland kids all want to party together. Okay. Stuff's popping up on my screen. All right. Team Yellow. Team Yellow. Here we go. Purple advances 3 spaces. All right. Team green, let's see if you got any magic. If you got any magic, here we go. Team green gets a red and lines up right behind. All right. All right. Team blue. Team blue, here it is. Double yellow advances 1 space for the first yellow and then advances an additional 6 spaces, moving past the molasses swamp, past Gloppy. Team blue really just strangling for that win. All right, all right, all right. Team red, what do we got? Team red gets a purple and joins team yellow right here. Joins team yellow right here. Okay. See, I'm just like kind of ahead of you because I moved recently. It's the same space. I'm just okay. Team yellow, you know what? This is your team yellow draws a red and advances 5 spaces anyway. There you go. See, was it really that big of a deal to share some space? Was it? Was it really? Team green. Team green draws a purple and shares a space with red, which I guess it's, I mean, since you're the most recent, I guess it's only fair that you sit ahead on the. These pieces are so much bigger. All right, we're both on the purple, and I'm letting green have, under protest, I'm letting green move ahead because they were the, whatever. It's stupid. It's stupid. That's not even the right pile. What am I doing? Team blue, are you ready? I know you're ready for this. I didn't even see it. There we go. Oh, red. Okay. Advances 4 spaces. Are we going to go for trying to get a purple just like we did last game? Is that how we're going to do? We're going to get volatile. We're going to get volatile. All right. Here we go. It's time for red. It's time for red. It's my time now. It's my time. Double green. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. So I get to advance 5 spaces here and an additional 6 for 11 spaces. Now red's in second place. All right, yellow. Yellow draws a yellow and advances 2. So at least it was 2 spaces this time, but yellow drawing yellow and moving to yellow. Yeah. It's not as funny as the yellow moving only 1 space to do it. All right, green, are we ready? Green draws a blue, advances 2 spaces. Princess Lolly is still in here. Princess Lolly is still in here. So that could either set blue back or move red forward. You ready for this, blue? Blue gets a green, advances 5 spaces. We are in striking distance now, Team Blue. We are in striking distance. All right, Team Red. Team Red gets sent back to the Peppermint Forest. Thank you, Mr. Mint. So upsetting. So upsetting. All right, Team Yellow. Team Yellow draws a red and advances 4 spaces. Oh, my nose is really itchy. Stop thinking about me. So weird. Okay, Team Green. Team Green, here we go. Team Green gets an orange, moves ahead 1 space. I feel like Team Green's like sandbagging and gonna get like lolly and then just Team Green's got something going on. All right, Team Blue. Is this gonna be it? Is this gonna be it? Team Blue draws a green and stays planted. We're going for a purple here. We're going to do the same thing as we did on the last game. Now, it's not official Candyland rules that you need to come to the Candy Castle at exact count. We're just doing it for some extra spice like we did on the last round because it was fun. Team Red. Team Red gets an orange and advances 1 space. 1 paltry space. 1 disappointing space. Team Yellow? Team Yellow is also disappointed to move 1 space. All right, Green, are you doing it now? Is this where you're going to make your move? Team Green draws red, advances 2. Team Blue. Yellow. Not quite. Not quite. Team Red. Come on, Princess Lolly. Nope. I advance 6 spaces to the next orange. Team Red is just The suspense. I know there's going to be a comeback. It's going to be a huge upset. I know it because I'm just, destined. All right, Team Yellow. Team Yellow draws an orange and advances 3. Team Green. Team Green. Team Green gets a yellow, advances 2. It's this. Now we have like an interesting spread here. Team Blue, here it is. Is this the moment of truth for Team Blue? This could be it. If we draw purple, Team Blue wins. So this could be the game winner right here. If you want me to draw this card, I want to remind you that we're playing this game to celebrate launching Eleanor's Candyland Kids, a fundraiser that benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All right, are we ready? Plumpy! Ah! 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 Plumpy! Oh no! All the way back to the sugar plum forest, the gingerbread sugar plum forest. It's so much. It's so much. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Red. Now everybody's on the bottom half of the board. Oh, all right, red. All right, red. Let's go. Let's go. Red gets a red. Moves ahead. Oh, all right. Yellow. Yellow, where we at? Yellow gets a green and moves ahead 1. These guys have a front and a back too. I'm really trying to make sure that I've got them. Green. Green, here we going. Green gets a purple, advances 5 spaces. There we are. Can you see that they're smiling on camera? No, you can't. It doesn't really matter to you, does it? It matters to me. We have to have standards. All right, blue. Is this the comeback? Blue gets a red. You know what though? He advanced 5. That's respectable. It's still, you're right. It is still anybody's game. Here we go. Here we go. Red. Red gets a purple and advances 1. Okay. Yellow. Yellow gets a red and also advances 1. Just 1. Just a paltry 1. 1, singular. It is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Okay. 2 can be as bad as 1. Green, you ready for this? Green gets a double blue, advancing first 2 and then an additional 6 for a total of 8. All right, green pulling into the lead with that one. Green is in first place now. All right, blue, what do we got? Blue gets a double red, advancing first 6 spaces and then an additional 6, a 12 space, pulling right up to red. All right. All right, you're closing it. I see it. Red. Red gets a double orange. I'm pretty sure the lollipop is in here. This is like, okay. So I advance 3 and then an additional. All right, so 9 total. There we go. Yellow. Yellow draws an orange, advancing 4 spaces and pulling into the lead. Green. Green pulls Princess Lolly, taking a commanding lead all the way. Oh, green. Look at you go. Blue, what do you got? Blue advances 3. Okay. We're going to leave the special candy locations in the deck. We're doing it. We're going to live dangerously. Going to take a minute to shuffle these. Interestingly enough, at one time, a spinner was introduced to Candyland in the 2013 edition. They also experimented with changing the player pieces from kids to pieces of candy, which is actually nodded to in the 2025 edition, as the Candyland kids are now issued their own candy themes, such as chocolate or mint or lollipop. And it's kind of funny because if I remember right, when they did the other candies instead of kids, they had things like a marshmallow and what was it? Marshmallow and I think like a gummy bear and stuff like that. It was really interesting. But the spinner wasn't very popular because you might as well be playing Chutes and Ladders at that point. I get it. I get that a lot of people don't like that when you're doing cards like this, once it's shuffled, the fate of the game is predetermined. But come on, calm down. And there are some house rules. You can draw two cards and take whichever is the better of the two. I've heard of people doing that with older kids. Oh, I'm dropping some. The 2025 edition changes the cards out for cardboard tokens. Oh, we got a Mr. Mint. We're going to put him right in the middle. Uh, changes them out for tokens that are a little bit heavier, and then you put them in a drawstring bag and blind draw them, which I think is really the best of both worlds here, because you're not getting the predetermined thing that a lot of people are worried about when you have your stack of cards shuffled, and it's not a spinner, which, I guess the spinner is random and everything, but Mm, I don't know. I just don't feel like a spinner suits the game. I'm kind of glad it didn't last. Also, if I remember right, I think it was the 2013 edition that also was notorious for having art that was like a fever dream. It was either 13 or 16, but there was art on the board that was just absolutely like sugar rush. And I mean, I guess that's the theme of the game, but when it's overstimulating, which, like, for instance, the 2010 has brilliant art, but even I can find that a little bit overstimulating when you're trying to keep track of everything going on. But at the same time, I enjoy board games having a lot of ornate art that I can really pour over and appreciate at length. Okay, we're going to refresh here. All right, we got tangentially talking, and now I'm trying to remember. Green had the upset, and we drew one other card after that for blue, if I'm not mistaken. So we're starting right back up on red. Here we go. Double yellow. Oh no! I get to advance 4 spaces here and then an additional 6, but I end up in the gooey gumdrops. I have to stay here until another yellow card is drawn. I'm in one of the sticky traps. Team Red's not looking good for this. All right, way to start it off. Team Yellow, let's see where we're at. Team Yellow advances 4 spaces. Here we go, getting close to the peanut brittle house. Team Green gets a double purple, advancing first 1 and then an additional 6. We are almost to Queen Frostine's territory. We're 1 past the ice cream sea, or 1 before the ice cream sea. Team Blue, you ready? The epic comeback is coming. I know it. I can almost, the energy is palpable. I can almost see it palping through the computer screen, like right there. Okay, here we go. Team Blue draws Mr. Oh no, it's still anybody's game. That actually wasn't that big of a setback. Okay, I was expecting some I was the way that Team Blue's luck has been, I was expecting Team Blue to launch ahead like really quickly. Instead, there's a bit of a setback. Okay, this is the danger of keeping the candy locations in the deck. Team Red. Team Red draws an orange and advances 2 spaces. Team Yellow, are we ready? Here we go. Team Yellow draws a green and advances 4 spaces just past the peanut brittle house. Say hello to Grandma Nut while you're there. Team Green. Team Green draws a red, advancing 6 spaces and closing the distance to the finish line. All right. It's having the characters in there still on the second run of the deck is like really Russian roulette. All right, Team Blue, here we go. Team Blue draws a blue, advancing 6 spaces. All right. Making that up. I mean, you're only like, what, 4 or 5 spaces behind where you were when you got set back. So not too bad. Team Red. Team Red draws a red and doesn't get to move anywhere because I'm stuck. That's right. I had drawn a yellow. What was I doing? What was I doing? I was on that and I hadn't drawn a yellow. Nobody called me on it either. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Okay. So Team Red's still stuck. We gotta have discipline. I gotta remember that. I'm pushing him ahead so that I can see the black dot. That's what did me in. Okay. Okay. So Team Red's still stuck. All right. Team Yellow, purple. There we go. Team Yellow gets to advance 2. Oh, I feel terrible about moving my character out of turn. Just terrible. Yeah. Who cheats at Candyland? Yeah. All right. Team Green. Team green gets an orange and advances 4. There we go, team green. All right, team blue. Team blue draws a green and advances 2 spaces. Team red, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. What a waste. What a waste. I don't get to move, but if I did, I would have gotten to move 5. I would have gotten an 11 space jump off of that. Oh. All right, team yellow. Team yellow draws a blue and advances 2. Team green. Double green. Okay, advances 1, but then gets an additional 6, so 7. And if they draw red, they could still get stuck in the molasses swamp. So team green's not out of the woods yet, but closing that distance. Team blue. Team blue draws a green. Here we go. We got 6 spaces. Woo-woo. All right, red. Team red. What's team red sitting at? Orange. Team red does not get to advance. Team red is stuck. Team yellow, on the other hand, gets to advance. Team yellow draws yellow, but advances 5. There we go. All right, here we are. Team green. Team green draws a red and gets stuck in the molasses swamp. And I have to keep track of this too, so I'm putting you ahead of the black dot so I can see it. So we have 2 players stuck in sticky spots. I am stuck red, team red. Anybody with me? I'm rooting for team red because my channel icon's red. Anybody rooting for red? We're stuck in the gooey gumdrops. Green is stuck in the molasses swamp. So blue and yellow are still moving here. Blue, you ready for this? Oh no. No. Blue got plumpy. Blue got plumpy. Blue's back at the sugar plum forest. But you know what? Plumpy's out of play now. That still didn't set you back too far because we still have, so Mr. Mint's out of play and Plumpy's out of play. We still have Jolly. We still have, wait, did somebody get Grandma Nut on the second? I don't think anybody's gotten any of these late ones on the second shuffle. Okay, so it's still, there's anybody's game here. Red, let's see if we get to advance. Red gets an orange and does not get to advance. Yellow gets double orange, advances 2, and then an additional 6 for 8. Green, here we go, green. Green got a red and gets to move out of the molasses. Young God, look at that. Green's a young God, just escaping that stuff. Just dirt off the shoulder. All right, blue. Blue, are you gonna go see Queen Frostine? I got a feeling. Oh, blue gets a double green, advances 4, and then an additional 6. So for 10. Red, come on, give red a little motion. Red does not get motion. Red does not get motion. Oh, it's all according to plan, Team Green, huh? All according to plan. Team Yellow. Team Yellow gets a double orange, advancing first 6, and then a full 12 advance because they started on an orange. Orange and then a double. Look at that. Team Yellow is closing the distance. All right. Team Green. We're predicting a double purple. You're predicting a double purple? That's what you got? You're predicting a double purple? Anybody taking that bet? So sorry. You got yellow and advance 2. That's a good prediction. Good prediction. I feel like green's card's going to come up at just the right time, and that wasn't just the right time. However, blue's time is now. Blue got jolly. Blue got jolly and closed the distance to the gumdrops. There we go. A little bit of motion. All right, red. Is red getting the move? Red has no get up and go. This is, how many orange cards has red drawn in a row? How many orange cards? This is ridiculous. This is preposterous. I've been hoodwinked, bamboozled. All right, yellow. Yellow draws a yellow draws a yellow, advances 4 spaces. Yellow, you're just the yellow card is comfort food for your team, isn't it? All right, green. Team green. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, red, double red. So team green gets all the way up here. We're going for pulling purple here. We're going for trying to get a purple on the exact. So you are right there. You are right there. We're being jerks for the sake of being jerks and dragging this out because masochism. All right. So blue, blue, blue gets a double blue, pulling 6, and then an additional 6 for 12 past red. Ooh, ooh, red. Come on, let's get some mo. Mm, mm. Yellow. Yellow gets a purple and advances 5 spaces. All right, green. Here it is. Yellow took your purple. Yellow took your purple. Green gets a double yellow and doesn't get to go. Blue. Blue gets Princess Lolly. Blue moves up to the lollipop forest. And yet red just left trailing behind. Nobody cares for red. C, purple. That does nothing for me. Oh, but green, was this yours? Did you drop this? Was this meant to be? Could you want me to put it back in the, no, yes, no, no, no. Okay, yellow. Yellow gets a blue, advances 2 spaces. Green, here it is. Here it is. Green gets a blue, doesn't go anywhere, doesn't go anywhere. It's close. Maybe it's karma. All right, blue. All right, blue. Blue gets Queen Frosty. Oh no, blue is locking me out. I really was hoping to get a Queen Frostine so that I could. Oh no, blue, blue, blue. Okay, red, red. Come on, let's get some. Red gets Grandma Nut, but it's a waste. Grandma Nut and Queen Frostine were just hanging out next to each other, huh? We're gonna cut the deck and make sure they're not hanging. That's a waste because I'm still trapped in the gooey gumdrops and I haven't drawn a yellow, so I can't. So that means red is like burned unless you guys get stuck. All right, yellow, yellow, yellow draws yellow, moves past the molasses swamp to advance for 5. All right, green. Is it green's time? Is it green's time? Green gets blue, green doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, red can still do something amazing. Red does amazingness all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, blue. I gotta be careful about how comfortable I am with this. There we go. This is the pile. Blue. Blue draws blue. Blue advances 2. I rhymed and I didn't even mean it. Yeah, I know somebody out there's thinking it. Okay, red. Red is stuck. Yellow. Yellow gets red and advances 4 spaces, closing in on green. All right, is it green's time? The suspense is killing me. If it's killing you too, I want to remind you that we're doing this live stream to kick off Eleanor's Candyland Kids, a fundraiser benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Green, are you ready? Purple. Green wins. Green for the win. For the win. Green got it in an upset. Oh, all right. There we go. There we go. Green. So red has 1. Green has 1. Oh, boy. Oh, absolute brutality. This was a marathon, not a sprint. This is not the type of Candyland that you play with children. No, this is hardcore Candyland. It's played in back alleys for large sums of money and cheap, ugly women. This is the real dark underbelly of Candyland here. This is rough. This is like street Candyland. Okay. Look at how beautiful that art is. Look at how I'm trying to get the reflection out of here. That is just Gorgeous. There is your 1984 Candyland right there. The first Candyland in the entire series, produced by Hasbro after taking over Milton Bradley. The first Candyland that contains a story and lore for the characters. There's your history maker right there. So we have played the 55, which is pretty close to the 49. Pretty close. Same amount of spaces. The art's a little bit updated. Now we move to the 84, which was arguably one of the more important entries in the series, just for establishing the story. I can do this all in one stack here, I think. I know I like to try to keep everything neat with these. Don't forget, if you like old games, put your silica packs in. Keep that moisture away. Keep that mildew down. I normally have to, that's right, the board goes in first. I normally have to do a lot of repair on games when I'm getting a hold of them thrifting. This one, the only thing I regret is the previous owner before selling it used cellophane tape along the center there, and I don't know that it's low acid. So I'm going to have to take a heat gun, try to remove that tape, and then put a low acid archival tape. For those of you who like restoring old games like I do, if you're not familiar, regular tape is not a good thing to put on boxes. You should go find some book tape, because oftentimes the adhesive in the tape will cause discoloration, and eventually the cellophane will become brittle. It's because a lot of the adhesives on common tape have like a little bit of acid in them. And so what you want is acid-free archival tape if you're restoring old games or old books. In fact, they call it book tape, is a common term for it there. So make sure that if you're an aficionado, you're taking good care of them. Now, there's a couple interesting entries that we have here, but I think the next one in chronological order should probably be where we go for this. So here we go. I don't know if we're going to play this one. We'll see. This is I'm my least favorite in this stack. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I'm a fool for Candyland. This is the 2010 Candyland. Now, this one, in my opinion, is actually a really wonderful entry in the series. They changed the lore. They still have a beautifully printed story. They changed the art. They changed the lore. Now the kids have simply been invited to a party in their honor at King Candy's castle. So nobody's in peril. Nobody's hurt. New characters. We still have Grandma Nut. We lost Plumpy along the way. Princess Lolly now has kind of like a pink fairy look to her. And one of the characters that we got that I really like is the Duke of Swirl. And the Candyland kids are adorable in this edition too. The art for the kids is just great. The Duke of Swirl presides over the ice cream in this one, and he's pure charisma. Like when I say pure charisma, I'm trying to think, like, do you have any Star Wars fans? Do you remember Babu Frick? Yeah, certified freak, 7 days a week. Yeah. Hey, he was pure charisma, stole the screen in every scene. Yeah, this is like the Babu Freak of this game. Or like, Cousin It from Addams Family. Who didn't love Cousin It? But yeah, I love this one. I love anytime they add lore to the games, anytime they add a story. This is just great. Interesting little piece of trivia here. For the first time ever, I saw the movie Dickie Roberts, Child Star. That's the one with David Spade. And in that movie, Candyland is part of his character's story. He has fond memories of Candyland. And there's a sequence where he's given a copy of Candyland, and it is the 2010 box that they give him. But then when they show him playing it later, it's the 1984 board art. So interesting, if you have a sharp eye there, you can catch them faking Candyland, because they knew that nobody in the age range that a David Spade movie would appeal to would have recognized this art at all. It is beautiful. Trying to make sure I don't get a reflection on the screen. This is gorgeous art. It's a little bit busy for my taste. It's a little bit busy, but you know what? It didn't hit the levels that the 2013 edition did. First off, the Candyland kids are adorable little cherubs here. You got four unique looking kids, just adorable little kids. And then we have the sorry, I got to clear my throat there. My favorite edition is the Duke of Swirl right here, surfing on his ice cream bar. Lord Licorice is still most pimpish indeed with his cane and his hat and his feather. Grandma Nut, a little bit younger and more spry in this one. Queen Frostine looks like a Bratz doll, which I'm kind of it's the funny thing is though when you look at her original art, it's not that far of a departure. Though what is a departure is again Princess Lolly, who's now just a straight up pink fairy. She looks like cotton candy, which is kind of interesting. But again, it all fits. But the art on this is still clearly made with love. Now, oddly enough, Grandma. Oh no, that's right. It's Grandma Gooey. It's not Grandma Nut. It's Grandma Gooey. Because we have the gingerbread house instead of the peanut brittle house. Now we have the chocolate mountain. So we no longer have the molasses swamp. We have the chocolate mountain. So what we got here is the cupcake commons. We've got the ice cream slopes with the Duke of Swirl right here. We got the gummy pass. So we're no longer doing gumdrops. Now we got gummies. We got the gingerbread here. There is a peppermint trail, but we don't have the peppermint forest anymore. Mr. Mint is not around, which you know, getting rid of Plumpy is one thing, but doing my man Mr. Mint dirty like that, Mr. Mint, he's a well-respected citizen of Candyland here. I do like the gingerbread kids, the gingerbread movers that you get. These are nice and chunky. This is 2010 is one of my favorite entries. I really like the 2010 edition. It's still available. You can still get it online. I should have put a link in the description for this because I am an Amazon affiliate. Check out my Candyland videos. I got links to all these on my other Candyland reviews. But I gotta say, 2010, really nice build quality all around. The board's a smaller footprint. You'll notice it's kind of this. I don't like that they did this real elongated board instead of the square board. That's something that kind of bothers me. But overall, it looks great. I don't know if you can hear it. Old crappy cat is just going for attention right now. Meow. All right. All right. So we have our four gingerbread movers ready to go. Oh boy, honey. Make some space on this because we got that peppermint pass right here. It's awfully close to the start area. That's one thing that I liked about the older ones was I had more space in the start area for some of these. So you got to be careful when she gets loud like this. She might be hunting. When I was doing my video where I built a model of the Queen Anne's Revenge, old crappy cat brought me a mouse. So had to had to play that one pretty cool. She's a good little hunter. Get this all sorted out. Yes, you are. Oh, I guess she's not coming on camera. She's going back up. It looks like it. I got a carpeted spiral staircase. I mean, it's wrought iron with carpeted steps. And with cats, it's like having the most massive cat tree. In fact, we had to put uh, dog beds, big foam cushions down beneath it because when they were little kitties, we got three old crappy cats. And they were very intent on jumping across the Star Wars esque chasm that the stairs made for them. So they will sit on the very edge and just stare at you, and you'll sit there and go, please don't let the intrusive thoughts win. And the cat will just shoot straight across. So we had a few failures to launch. They got a bit timid, but man, do they love that spiral staircase. Ah, these are also very beautifully printed cards. You know, we went to 55 where they were a bit faded. These are a little thin, but they're nicely cut. I would have liked rounded corners. But I've dealt with a lot worse playing cards in my board games. There we go. Okay. Red starting it off. Red gets a double blue. Now here's the deal. If I would have, the first blue would have allowed me to take the peppermint pass. But because it's a double blue, I have to jump up to here. Well, that's, let's see here, 4. I got 7. Okay, so I got 11 spaces. That's pretty good, but man, if I got a single blue, we would have been able to take the peppermint pass. Boo. Yellow. Yellow gets a double orange. So first advance is 4 and then an additional 7. Wow. Well, no, hold on a second. No, I did when I landed here, I did 10. So that's all right. There we go. There's 11. I got to get old crappy couch ain't mathing right today. All right, we're going by color. See, here's the beautiful thing about Candyland. You don't actually have to know how to count. I can be dumb as a rock and do this all day, baby. All right, green, double red. So 1, and then up here we go. Advances 6. There it is. All right, here actually 7. It advances. See, I can't even count. All right, blue. I can tell colors though. Blue gets a purple and advances 2. All right, so yellow is in the lead going into this game. Here we go. Now it's red's turn. Let's bring it ahead. Red moves 2 spaces, 1 ahead of yellow, taking the lead. Yellow, team yellow getting a double purple. So we move 3, and then we move an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, for 10 spaces. There we go. Oh, look at that. These spaces, I was just noticing. So the spaces on this board are significantly larger, but so are the bases of the little player pieces there. So it doesn't really do you any good when you both have to occupy the same space, which is still legal in Candyland. All right, green. Green draws a blue, advances 4 spaces. Blue, you ready? Blue gets a cupcake up, but the cupcake commons is right here. So blue gets to advance 7 spaces to the cupcake commons. But this is kind of the plumpy of this game. So actually, you got him out of play there. Okay, old crappy cat's now hopping around, distracting me. Yeah, I hope you're not bringing me anything. All right, red. Here we go. Red gets a yellow and advances 3 spaces. Yellow's turn coming up here. Got to build some suspense. Here we go, yellow. You ready? Yellow draws a green and advances 4 spaces. Here we go. Getting close here. Getting close to the gummy pass. If yellow does a yellow's thing and draws another yellow, they can take advantage of the gummy pass shortcut here. All right, green. You ready for this? Green draws a yellow, advances to share with me. So 5 spaces. See, that's what I was talking about. I mentioned I use red as an example of why it would be hard to share a space, and now immediately got to share space. Get your own space, green. Get your own space. Blue, you ready? Oh, blue draws an ice cream cone, jumps ahead to second place. Now at the ice cream slopes as cared for by the Duke of Swirl. The Duke of Swirl is a happening guy. I bet you Billy Zane has him in his address book. He just seems like that kind of dude. All right. Red, we ready? Double purple. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I advance 6 to that first purple and then an additional 6 for a 12er. And now red is in first place. The lead may be fleeting, but the feeling will endure. All right. Yellow, are we ready? Yellow gets a green. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yellow taking back that lead. All right, green, team green. Team blue says you're welcome. Psh, psh. All right. Team green draws a double blue. Oh, look at this. So advances 1 space and then an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces there. So 8 space jump. dropping into third place. All right, blue, are we ready? Blue draws a double green. So we go ahead to 6 spaces there and then an additional. Where's that next? Oh, we're sidling up next to yellow, blue and yellow. I mentioned sharing spaces, and now these guys are sharing spaces almost more than any of the other games. Red. Red draws red. Red draws red and takes a small lead. A very small lead. Look, we got a tiny little gingerbread flash mob. All right. Yellow. Yellow draws a purple and moves just one. You are so petty, Team Yellow. You are so petty. All right. Team Green. We ready for this? Team Green machine. Double red. So, so Team Green advances 3 and then an additional 6 here and then sidles right. Now we really do have a flash mob there. Look at this. This is like those power walkers you see in a cluster. I gotta face blue the right way. See how they have like a stride molded into them. This is like when those power walkers go to Target at 8 in the morning and you're trying to get groceries, but you keep seeing the same person doing a loop like a glitch in the Matrix. All right, all right, blue, you ready? Blue gets a double green. So blue is starting on a green. So blue advances 6 spaces right away and then an additional 6, but lands on a licorice trap. Blue is the first one to land on a licorice trap. So blue has to draw a green card to be able to advance again. I can't remember. One of these, you only miss a couple turns before it lets you go, but we're going to play old school. We're going to kick it old school because that's what we know. All right, red, here we go. Red draws a blue and advances 3 spaces. Yellow. Yellow draws a yellow and advances 1 space. You got that conga line going. Green, are you going to draw a purple? Are you going to draw? No, green gets a double red. So advances 6 spaces to red and then right past blue. Green takes the lead. Team Green, the green machine. Oh. Okay, Team Blue, let's see what you got. Team Blue draws a double yellow and is not able to move. Nothing coming out of that one there. Team Red. Team Red draws a lollipop and gets to go all the way to the lollipop woods. Oh, Princess Lolly. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Princess, my princess. Oh, we have a shot. We have a shot. Okay. Yellow. Yellow. It would yellow draws yellow, and we're on a different part of the track. Would have been able to use the gummy pass to cut a corner, but in this instance, oh no. Okay, green. Yes, the board is. This is. I like this for gameplay up close, but I can see where this is really tough to follow on camera. This is. If I had to choose between this and the 84, one of like the early 90s ones, I'd probably go with the 84 or early 90s, just not to overwhelm. But I do still love this art. That's the thing is I'm torn. It's very busy, but I do still love it. All right, green, you ready? Green gets an orange and advances 4 spaces. Blue, you going to draw a green and save yourself? You are not. You are not. It's not, like Tommy Wiseau said. Not. I didn't hit her. I did not. Okay. Red. Here we go. There it is. 5 spaces. So anyway, how's your Candyland? I don't know if anybody's seen The Room or not, but love that movie. Okay. Yellow. Here we go. Yellow draws. What is this pastry here? This is a chocolate. This is a chocolate. You get to move to Chocolate Mountain. Yellow stealing the lead all the way to the home stretch. This one might be over before it even began. Green, are you going to close that? Green draws. Okay, here we go. I shuffled, and still we have a gummy star, which green actually gets drawn back into 4th place to the gummy hills. Ooh, I thought I had that show. I've had a couple of them show up now where the candy's right next to each other, but all right. Blue, are we breaking free? I want to break free. No dice. And it's Candyland. There are no dice. Okay, red. Red draws red. Red moves 6 spaces. Right now, it's red versus yellow, and I still don't think that the outlook is very good. Yellow, here we go. Yellow draws an orange and moves ahead 2 spaces. Here we go, green. Trust in the heart of the cards. Red advances past blue, so at least you're not in last place, Team Green. At least you're not in last place. Blue, are you getting your freedom? Team Blue is just getting smacked in the. Oh, hi, Mark. Anything for my little princess. All right. Red, here we go. Red gets a double red. That means I advance 6 and then for 12. Here we go. Red's closing that gap. It's like watching those speed walkers at the Olympics shake their hips all the way to the end. All right. Yellow, let's see it. Yellow draws a yellow. Yellow does its thing, moving forward 4 spaces. See, now this is an interesting one because they actually made the last space multicolored. So they knew what they were doing. So this one, there is no get to the last space. You just have to get to the end here. So this is yellow's pulling it. All right, green, let's see this. Let's see it, green. Green pulls an orange, moves ahead 4 spaces. All right, here we go. Blue. Are we excited to see what blue's going to draw? If you are, I'm going to take the opportunity to remind you that we are doing this stream to kick off Eleanor's Candyland Kids, a fundraiser benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And blue draws 2 oranges and doesn't get to move. Oh, blue. See, this is why, I think in the rules here on this one, you only miss like 2 turns before you get to move. And that might be why. Boy, is that tough. Boy, is that. I've been stuck like this in the original game too. Red advances to green. That's 5 spaces ahead. It's getting close. Yellow, are you going to close this one up? Yellow gets a double. Yellow wins. 1, 2. Yellow wins. Yellow closing it down on the 2010 edition of Candyland. Yellow closing it down. Yellow is like, I'm not following it up in last place again. I'm not doing this. I'm not your stooge. Not your stoolie. I'm not gonna lose. Oh, I'm just curious what we had next. Yeah, green had double greens. There was no candy to be had for quite a few draws. So that was some smooth sailing on that second half for Team Yellow. This one was over a lot faster. I think we're starting to see, like, even though we're kind of playing on hard mode, we're seeing where things get a little bit streamlined. There are fewer spaces. Regardless of what you think of the art on this one, I do need to get a separate bag for this one for the cards or something here. I hate having them all together, but it keeps them from bouncing around nonetheless. So this also doesn't get roughly handled. I really like what they've done with the 2010 edition as far as art. I'm trying to make sure it's in there nicely. Yes. Okay. Yes. No. Yes. Yeah. We're just going to put the board underneath and call it. This is, I mean, yes, it's a bit overwhelming by comparison to the other Candylands. But it's still beautiful and it's not quite as overwhelming as some of the later ones. And it's still very obviously art that was created by a human being, which I really appreciate. Okay, lay flat, Candyland kids. I got to get you under this little cardboard dividey thingy. Spread the cards out without damaging them. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Give a little bit of your love to me. There we go. 2010 Candyland. That was I like the 2010 Candyland. All right, now I don't know. I don't know, man. 2021 was a weird year. 2021 was a weird year. It's candy. Couldn't you eat your way out? We could. This is ew, ew. I forgot how much ew. This this version's kind of gross. It's icky. Well, so first off, they cheapened this so much. Look how tiny these cards are. This looks like I got them out of one of those little, like, you put a quarter in the machine and it comes out in a little plastic bulb. It's disappointing every time, breaks in 30 seconds. This looks like a Cracker Jack thing here. This is some bullish right here. This is I'm trying to separate the candies a little bit if I'm seeing them in pairs as I'm shuffling, just to try to add a little. So hard to shuffle these too. They're little. It's like a big post. Don't drop it. It's like a big postage stamp, and then you won't be able to see it on the camera. But when I reviewed this the first time, they tried to make it look like these little squares are like sugar coated, but they did like a real bad job. So instead, it just looks like the pigment didn't stick to the card, and it just looks like just really shoddy printing. All right. The movers aren't bad in this, but to go from the other gingerbread men, these are you go from the other gingerbread men to this, and it's like going from a nice metal spoon to a plastic cutlery. It's the flexible and they're thin, they're disappointing. Yeah, they're adequate. They do the job, I guess. Then we got this Bratz doll art here where actually what's interesting is there's no insert, there's no story printed anywhere on the box, under the lid, on the inside, nothing like that. So this Candyland has no lore. It's scaled to the pack of cigarette size. I mean, look at this. Look at that. Is this what is this, Candyland for ants? Is this like a Yorkshire Terriers version of Candyland? And now, okay, so we have Lollipop Lane and we have the ice cream peaks instead of the floats. We got the Gumdrop Mountains. This is terrible too because the quarter fold is right the way they chose to cut this. And then they place a character right here. The chocolate falls. They place a character right here. This is going to get it's already wearing really bad. Got the Gumdrop Mountains. They seemed much more interested in getting a rainbow coalition of skin tones in here without ever giving anybody like a name or anything like this. And they made all the characters look lame and human and not like they looked like neat little whimsical characters. You know what I mean? And now they're people. And I don't like, I'm sorry, I skied for a long time. I have never seen a paraplegic on a hill with a rig like that. And to be honest, the chair sets that they have, I don't even know that you properly call it a chair, but the setups that they have for paraplegic skiers are a lot more streamlined and look a lot more fitting to the design of using a candy cane than this weird monstrosity. It just this is virtue signaling the game when it comes to Candyland. So it was really and the art's really uninspired. There's copy paste jobs all over the place. These gumdrops are exactly the same as these gumdrops. I noticed a bunch of them when I was looking at this for my review, but the art, this is. I mean, we just went from the 2010 to this, and look how lame this is. Look how small it is, how cheap it is. This just has no soul. There's no story. We're gonna muscle through this one. I'm not gonna. We're getting through this because we are playing Candyland through the decades. We started with 1955. We had a good run in 19. That's kind of like that scene in Back to the Future when Marty, comes out and they're playing Mr. Sandman. It just felt so good. It felt the 1955 Candyland was really like just a beautiful warm blanket to curl up with. And this is like one of those, the pillows they give you on a flight that have like that sort of paper pillowcase. Look how tiny it is. Diminutive. Pathetic. We do have some liquor. We don't have In later editions of Candyland, they removed Plumpy because kids threw fits when they drew the Plumpy card, yet we still had areas of the board that served that same purpose, which is fine. But now we got rid of Plumpy. Now we don't even have Lord Licorice, even though we do still have 2 sticky spots. Now it's reduced to 2. I didn't even count the spaces, but it's significantly shorter. And one thing I noticed in this version, they really want you to do the draw 2 cards and pick the better of 2 cards. So this is the one where when I read the instructions, all I could think of is like they were giving parents an excuse to not play Candyland with their kids. Now, if you need an excuse to not play anything, it's Chutes and Ladders, because that game is trash. I mean, it's got a rich history. It dates back almost 2,000 years, 1,500 years to India. Really cool historically speaking, but gameplay is trash. Candyland achieves its goal. Candyland does a great job, but I really don't like that they tried to make it feel like they were giving parents an out so they wouldn't be stuck playing with this with their kids when an average game of Candyland is only like a 15-minute affair anyway. And you should be playing board games with your kids. These games are designed not so much to be as an engaging game, but as an opportunity to have a social interaction. And I firmly believe that people who engage kids in play like this are really setting those kids up for success. They're teaching them how to wait on their turns. They're teaching them how to understand that the outcome will change based on how the odds favor one player or another. And they learn frustration tolerance from things not going their way. They learn strategy. All of this can stem from simple gameplay, even starting with Candyland. So play with your kids. Play a good version of Candyland with your kids. And on that note, let's play this. Let's play this craptastic. Look at this. I'm going to draw my first postage stamp. Lisa Frank wannabe. Uh, red gets green, advances 6 spaces. Not a bad start, red. Yellow. Let's go, yellow. Yellow draws yellow. Yellow, team yellow doing their thing. Drawing yellow. All right, team green. Geez, if team green can move. Come on, team green. Team green draws a green. That's exactly what I was going to say, is if team green can draw a green. But the green was covered by my red one. So now we're sharing a space right up. These guys, these share a space a little bit better than the 2010 edition because the spaces are so huge because whoever designed it didn't want to play the game. The player movers are bigger, but they accommodate better. All right, blue, you ready for this? Blue, are you making miracles happen? I see one team that's not on the board. We don't even really have a definitive winner of this. All right, blue. All right. Orange. Blue advances 5 spaces into, is that second or third place? I don't know. I guess second, because the green and red are tied for first. Red. Let's go, red. Red draws a green and advances 6 spaces. We're closing in on the Peppermint Forest now. I would call this guy Mr. Mint, but boy, they took away his identifiers. They don't have their names anywhere. I don't know who any of these people are. Good thing there's not a story associated with this version of the game. That might be just too confusing. I wouldn't be able to handle it. My brain would explode. Lore in Candyland? Fie, I say unto you. Fie. All right. Yellow advances 2 reds. So we have 1 right here. So he goes 4. And then team yellow does an additional 6 for 10. There we go. Stand up straight. Yeah. You can just keep fighting me. We're going to do that. Any of you who are watching going, why does he have an easel back there? Boom. There you go. A little photo stand there. Okay. Green. Green, here we are. We got a double red. So green is sidling up next to yellow here, tying for first place. All right, blue. Here we go. We got a double green. Look at this little flash mob we have sidling up with red. So red and blue are tied for second place, and yellow and green are tied for first. We got complimentary warm and cool colors tied for first and second place. All right, red. Let's see some magic. Red draws a blue and advances 4 spaces, taking the lead. Yellow. Let's go, yellow. Team yellow gets an orange, advances 4 spaces, and then an additional 6 for a total of 10, taking the lead. Here we are. Yellow's in the lead. Green, you got magic? Green draws a blue and sidles up right next to red on the blue space here. So tied for second place there. All right. You like that clear easel? It's a nice easel, isn't it? Yeah, I use this for some of my reviews. Here we go, blue. Draws a purple, advances 3 spaces. All right, red. Here we go. Double orange. So I advance 1 space there, and then I sidle up next to yellow there. Red and yellow. Red and yellow. Okay, kind of like the promotional materials for Deadpool versus Wolverine. All right, there's my nerd second for a moment. All right. Yellow, are we ready to go? Yellow draws a yellow lands on the sticky licorice trap on the purple right here next to this set of gumdrops. That's a copy and paste of this set of gumdrops, which is a copy and paste of that set of. Okay, anyway, the art is so inspired in this edition. It's all original, clearly hand drawn. None of it at all is just, low effort copy paste stuff. They would never make the identical cookie right next to it. All right, green, here we go. Green gets mint, pulls ahead. It's not really a great one, though. Pulls ahead 5 spaces, but now mint. Now the peppermint forest is out of the rotation for this shuffle. So we know nobody's getting drawn back there. Blue. Blue draws a yellow, advances 1. All right, here we go, red. Is the suspense killing you? Yeah? Yeah? All right. Oh, I dropped it. Got a double blue. So we advance 5 spaces here, an additional 6 for 11. Boom. There we go. Red. Red is now in the lead. Yellow, are you getting free? Yellow is not breaking free. Yellow needs to draw a purple space to get free. Green, here we go. Green draws a double green, advancing first 4 spaces and then an additional 6 for 10 spaces, taking green into second place. Team green is now in second place. All right, blue. Here we go, blue. Are you going to close that gap? Blue gets a red, advances 4 spaces. Tough luck, blue. Tough luck. I have a feeling that blue is holding back. Like, blue let us have some confidence builders, but now it's going to get brutal. They're going to just win these 2 games back to back. All right, red. Are we ready for red? Is the suspense killing you as much as it's killing me? Okay, I know. I hope it'll. If you're still watching, please make sure that you like and subscribe. And remember that today we're playing Candyland to kick off Eleanor's Candyland Kids, my new fundraiser that benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All right, here we go. Red. Red right there. Pow. 3 spaces. Still in the lead. All right, yellow. Here we go. Yellow, are you escaping? Heaven forbid yellow gets a little motion. Green. Green gets the ice cream cone. Where do we? Okay, we're up here. Now, this is interesting because, all right, the sign for the ice cream peaks is here on the board, but the ice cream space is right here. But that is the closest landmark to the end. So green just took a commanding lead of the game. Blue, you going to take that? Blue got the bonbon. Blue jumping into second place here at the Chocolate Falls. I don't know who that is. We don't have Grandma Nut anymore. And she doesn't have a name because they didn't want to fill out like who the character was. So now I have this gal that kind of looks like Grandma Nut in the Chocolate Falls. It's really too bad. All right, so blue closing that gap. Red, what do we got? Red gets a green. And wow, that's a hell of an advancement for one color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 for one color? So in other words, they replaced green in this rotation with the bonbon here. That really throws off the balance of this game. All right, yellow. Is yellow getting out? Yellow is not breaking free. Poor team yellow. Team yellow is just stuck there. Team green, we closing it up? We closing the distance? Yeah, we are. Team green moving 5 ahead. Team blue. Team blue, we're counting on you. We're counting on you, blue, blue. Gets a yellow, moves ahead 3 spaces. Team red. Oh, gets a double blue. That's 5 spaces and then 6. 11 space advancement. So team red's closing in on team green. Team yellow, are we getting motion? Team yellow is not only getting motion, but a double purple advancing. Here we go. So we get 6 spaces. No, that's 7 spaces the way that this rotation is. So 7 and then 6. So we have a 13 space jump. Team yellow is not out of the fight yet. Green. Here we go, green. Green draws an orange and moves ahead 3 spaces. We're just watching green casually stroll towards this finish line. Come on, the other games have been so much more exciting. We need to see something here. Blue, are you that something? Blue got an orange and advances 2. But it's citrus, so you won't get scurvy. Red, here we go. Red gets a double purple, advancing 4, and then an additional 7. Oh, there we go. Closing it up. It's still anybody's game. Yellow. Yellow gets a gumdrop. Oh, yellow gets brought back, but it's not so bad. It's 7 spaces, but when you're in last place, that hurts. That hurts. Team yellow, I'm sorry. Somehow let you down with this shuffle. Team green gets a double green. Oh, moving 1 space and then an additional 6. Team green is 1 draw away from winning this game. Blue, are we making magic happen today? We are not. Blue is moving 2 spaces for red. All right. Speaking of red, 2 blues. Oh, 1, 2. Oh. It is still possible. It's still possible. Yellow draws an orange, advances 4 spaces. Green drew a lollipop in an upset. 1 space away, gets drawn back to the lollipop lane, putting red in the lead. Green falls back to second in an upset. I knew it was still in the deck. This is all right. This is exciting. We have a hell of a spread here. All right, here we go. Blue, are we ready for this? Blue draws a blue, advances 3 spaces. Here we go, red. Double yellow. Well, since yellow is on this last space, this one right here, this one is for team red. There we go. Anybody who is on team red, there it is. Drink it down. It goes down smooth every time. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I can't say that I wish it lasted longer because I hate this version of Candy. I will say it played all right. It was the shortest one we've done so far. That was... Yes, I do have a crazy ergo mice because I have nerd wrist. An ergo mouse. This one's a Logitech. I like it. It runs about $70. I should have put a Amazon link in the description, but this and a nice wrist brace will help you on those long days, those long edits. All right. We are cleaning up the 2021 edition of What a tiny little game board. I guess my thing is this. I have a problem when people produce things that are so cheap and chintzy that I feel like it's only going to get very limited use before it ends up in a landfill. And this is one of those products that gives me that very distinct vibe that this is the most cost-cutting version of Candyland that I've ever played. I've seen some other versions. I don't have every single one. I know that the 2013 we had a spinner. I still want to get a hold of that because I know the art was pretty crazy. I think 2016 also had some weird art. But of all of the Candylands that I have reviewed and that I've seen, by far 2021 is a benchmark for bad. Benchmark for bad. However, that is not to say that there is not hope for the Candyland series. Because I'll tell you what, this is the 2025 edition. Yep, this is still a Hasbro-owned game. Hasbro purchased Parker Brothers and Milton Bradley in 1984. They have continued to produce games under the Milton Bradley and Parker Brothers name over the course of the subsequent few decades. However, all of these are produced under Hasbro games. So oftentimes, even if you see it stamped Milton Bradley, if you flip the package over, it'll say Hasbro. They did this just because the brand recognition with certain games helped them sell more. This 2025 edition, one, you can see we have the characters from the 84 edition. Princess Lolly right here looks really similar to her original art. Queen Frostine, she's got a little bit darker of a complexion here. Actually, Lolly and Queen Frostine have a much more ethnically diverse look to them, but I actually think that they did a really good job with these characters. I felt like this was pandering. I felt like this was pandering really bad. If you want to add a little diversity, make the characters diverse without ruining the content of their characters. They still harken back to the original art. I love this. And the kids are adorable. Here we go. We also have some diverse kids here too. I actually really like Mint Kid. I want to point out that he's wearing tinted glasses and his favorite candy is a candy cane. I think that's really sweet because if you watch my show, one of the things I look at is how many games are accessible to people with varying levels of abilities like dexterity, vision, that kind of thing. It's really like we need to be much more aware of people with vision impairments when it comes to gaming. It's really unfair how expensive modified games are for people with vision impairments. Oftentimes they need things printed larger or with different textures. Just like the cost of a Connect 4 set with holes drilled in the discs on one team so that they can tell them apart by feel is like triple the cost of a regular. It's ridiculous how much the markup is, and it's not fair. Like, it's not fair. Play is for everybody. And, if you guys have recommendations for games that are good for people with different levels of ability, whether it's dexterity or vision, please comment those for me. I would love to review them. I'm always on the lookout. Anytime I get, I finance the vast majority of the board games that you see on this show are paid for out of pocket, which is why, I listen to all of your requests. I really do. Some of them are easier to fulfill than others. I am always on the hunt. I'm always thrifting for these titles. I know a lot of you have asked me for things like Careers and Harry Potter Diagon Alley and The Dark Tower. And trust me, I am looking. It's all a matter of when I get a good deal on both a modern and a vintage, or just the vintage, if that's all that exists. But every once in a while, I have some sponsors who will send me games for review. And I got to say, like, I am always asking them, what do you have for people who have different disabilities and in particular vision impairments? And it's a bear to find stuff for people with vision impairments. Now, that being said, I love that they represent Mint Kid. I just see the tinted glasses and the candy cane as being really sweet. His favorite candy guides him on his adventure. This is wonderful. We have an adorable little lollipop girl. She's pink like the Princess Lolly, and she has little Princess Leia buns in her hair. Oh, she's great. Now, this is the NPC character, our non-player character, new for 2025. These are the gummy bears. And so these kid characters, here's Chocolate Kid, too. Chocolate Kid, he's got the little broccoli haircut, but he's got a plaid suit. He's carrying his chocolate bar. Oh, I love it. I love it. There's so much detail on these figurines. Look at here's Gummy Girl. She's got little gummy bear ears. Her backpack even looks like a little gummy bear. She's got a little teddy bear with her. Um, so they wanted to introduce some interesting new ways to play the game in 2025. So what Hasbro did was they replaced the playing cards with what they refer to as chips, and we have this little magical bag here. There's a proper term for it: magical bag, magical whatever. So let me get a few of these things out of the way. I'm getting too excited about this Candyland. The 2025 Candyland is easily one of the best versions of Candyland I've ever seen. I have a personal affection for the 1984 because it's what I grew up with. But 100%, this, if you have kids that are the right age, do not miss the 2025 Candyland. I have a really great review for it where we really look in depth. It adds new gameplay modes. The art harkens back to the 1984 edition. Just look at this. Look at this. It's bright. It's colorful. The board is nice and large. The spaces are really big. And do you notice how you get all of the characters from the original and the board's not super busy? It's actually much more filled in than the 1984 edition, but it's not like the 2010 where it was super busy. You can see what's going on. And look at how beautiful the characters are. They all match. You got my man, Mr. Mint. It's mirrored for me. My man, Mr. Mint, right here. Represent. We got that, and of course, the King of Swag, Lord Licorice. I'm so pleased with this. I mean, I love my 1984 Candyland, but if I'm taking my pick on the modern Candylands, this is just superb. So what we have here is we have some new characters. We're gonna have to figure this out here because I guess Lollipop Girl will have to be red. Will be the best way that I can do it here, unless we're playing against the NPCs. I mean, I guess I can do the gummy bears as the NPCs. Well, just for consistency's sake, I'll do the gummy bears and little Lollipop Girl. She'll be a spectator. She's awesome. We could throw her in there, but this is so technically this is still a 4-player game, but you get 5-player movers. And that's because you can play a cooperative mode where the gummy bears are a non-player character. You still draw for them like you would a normal player, but all 4 of the other players are teamed up against the gummy bears in a race to the end here. So the goal is for all 4 players to get their pieces across before the gummy bears do. So they win or lose as a team. Now, of course, you can modify that to make it easier by just saying one of these little characters has to get through, but the game states try to get all 4 of them, because if you try to get all 4 of them across the line first, then it constitutes a difficulty level appropriate for solo gameplay. So this can be played as a player versus player experience. It can be played as a solo experience, or it can be a team PvE, player versus environment experience, all on this lovely board, all with all the same game pieces. You have the magic bag here. The game cards have been switched out for these cardboard tokens, these printed tokens that they're a little thinner than I'd like, but they're substantial enough that they'll clearly hold up. And some of them have the little candy landmarks on them, but you draw your candy token. And this way, it doesn't feel as predetermined as older versions of Candyland, where you were shuffling a deck of cards. So I do like that. Now, they also have a variation on the rules. And I will say, if you get this, I did have to do some repair. Actually, Mrs. Old Crappy Couch did the best repair. I just happened to find one here. The tag board that these are printed on is it's not as thin as some other games that I've played with, like Magic 8 Ball. Magical Encounters has thinner tag board, but the problem is when I was punching these out from the perforated sprue, I guess I don't know if that's what you call it, the cardboard frame, whatever. Comment below, let me know. I'm ignorant. But some of the print came off, and actually Mrs. Old Crappy Couch meticulously pulled the print back off and used book glue to get them back on the chips so that they were all just pretty much immaculate. So be careful when you're punching these out. The first time you punch them out, help the kids out. Don't let a little kid do it. They'll wreck the game. And you don't want them to do that because this is a beautiful game. again, I want to remark, I love how they added character to the children, and the children are even depicted now at various places on their adventure. All right. But yeah, I don't have to shuffle. You see how much easier that is? I just put everything in this magic bag here and I blind draw. All right. So we're going to start off with red. Here we go. Is that a licorice cowboy? Lord Licorice does kind of look like a licorice cowboy, and this doesn't. Okay, here we go. Red. Red draws a double purple. Here we go. I'm going to take my gummy bear, guys. I got a purple there for 2 spaces, and then I go 6 spaces. Look at that. Gloppy's back. My man Gloppy. Now it's the Merry Chocolate Marsh. So I called it Chocolate Swamp. I was wrong. The Merry Chocolate Marsh. All right. I got to find, I guess I just tossed these. I should have grabbed like a cup or something. I can put them on top of the cruddy Candyland right there, out of sight, out of mind. All right, yellow. Yellow gets a pink or red. Yep, red. There we go. See, now this is another thing is they still did like a little bit of highlight and low light to look like lights hitting it. So that did throw me off just a little bit. Green. Here we are, green. Green gets a green to start. Mint Kid. Mint Kid coming out. Look at him. Look at that little player. I like. All right, Blue, you ready for this? Blue gets a double green jumping past Mint Kid. Now, this is an interesting thing. We actually have a crossroad. This isn't necessarily, this is a bit of a shortcut, but it's not like where you would normally land and it just shoots you. You actually have to choose a shorter cut. Now, here we do still have the Gummy Mountain Pass. So there are shortcuts available, a shortcut. That's, I guess this one is a shortcut, but it's not as significant. It doesn't feel that significant. It's insignificant. Red. Red draws an orange and advances 3 spaces. I'm retraining myself because I've been setting the cards aside on that side. Hello, lollipop girl. Yellow. Yellow. Here we go, yellow. Yellow draws a purple and advances 1. Team yellow. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Team green. Mint Kid. Mint Kid draws a double blue. Now he has the option to take this shortcut right here. So it's again, it's not really a shortcut. It's 4 spaces. They're just different colors. You have cooler colors on this side and warmer colors on that side. So kind of like a shortcut, but still. Oh, that's right. Almost put it in the bag. Did you see that? I almost put it back in the bag. Should have had like a dump cup or something. Here we go. Here we go. Blue. Who cheats at Candyland? Ew. Blue gets mint. Oh, the peppermint forest is all the way. Dude, okay, so the peppermint forest is here, but the mint indicator is right here. So blue's on the home stretch. There's no traps between blue and the end of the line here. Oh, blue, team blue. Zombie, actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to spill the beans just a little bit early. Having been inspired by some comments on another video of mine, have created a standalone solo play experience that melds Hero Quest with Candyland. I call it Candy Quest, the quest for sweet redemption. And you take a single Hero Quest character on a linear path. I was inspired by somebody commented that when they were younger, they and their brother would play on different boards and had done Candyland. So I designed a solo player experience that's balanced out for you to be able to level up a character that's fallen behind in your overall quest by running them through this dream sequence called Candy Quest. We will be doing a gameplay video of it. I just haven't had a chance to get that one set up, but I'm going to spill the tea. So there we go. It's going to be awesome. Now, red, double yellow. Let's see here. That's my first yellow and my second yellow. So I advance, is it like 8 spaces? All right. Yellow. Come on, team yellow. Bringing it in. Team yellow gets a green. At least you're advancing 4 spaces. Green, Mint Kid, are you tying it up? Mint Kid gets a green, advances 1 space. All right, blue. Blue's going to just annihilate. What was I saying? Blue gets a green, moves ahead 3. This is such an early lead. All right. Red. I'm trying to shake these up just a little bit. Purple. We got a double purple. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we got an additional 7. So, 11. All right. I'll take that. I'll take that. Here we go. Yellow. Yellow coming in with a double red at least puts them up here by Grandma Nut. Now, I will note that they don't have the names of the characters printed on the board. They are printed in the story in here. There is a little light story in there. I do like that they brought back the story. It's important. It's important to me. All right. Green. Green advances 2 to blue. All right, blue. And blue goes double orange, so advances 5, and then an additional 6. Blue is real close. Blue is 2 spaces away from bringing this one home. Better catch up. Red. Red gets a double orange. Red's trying to catch up. Team Red is bringing it in. We are not out of the woods yet. Team Yellow. Come on, Team Yellow. Team Yellow closing that gap with a double red. There we go. It's so much of a shakeup. Now, this is an interesting thing, too, is this board also seems like it's really on the short end. But, I don't know, I really like drawing from the bag here. All right, Mint Kid, you ready? Team Green. My man landed on a licorice trap. But I don't think that's a licorice trap in this. That's right. That's just the location. They no longer have the traps. Now it's just the licorice location for the licorice lagoon. So Mint Kid didn't get trapped, like I was initially thinking. Got to remember, this one has some variation. All right, blue. Blue, are you bringing it home with this one? Blue draws a blue, which is on the multicolor. Look at that. Blue brings it home with there we go. That was the most decisive, fast victory of the nut. That was, how many did we do? Okay, so first off, official score at the end here. Red coming in with 2. Yellow has a single victory. Green has a single victory. And blue has a single victory. So out of 5 plays, red wins 2 for the total tournament victory. Team Red. Team Red doing. I want to know how many did we have on this one? How many we had? Oh, God, I got to try to stack these up. I like drawing these out of a bag. It feels less predetermined. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. In under 20 draws, blue snatched that victory. Okay, Team Blue, you know what? You had a rough time. Blue, you had a rough match. But boy, I got to tell you, that last one, you just nuked us. What a win. What a win. That's amazing. Do you guys, that was over fast. Do you guys want, should we do another one? Do you guys want to do one more of the 2025 Candyland, the good one, the great one? Should we do one more? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling one more. My voice is starting to run out, but I'll do one more for y'all, especially if we're getting donations here. I see somebody who is making a donation. Thank you. I want to remind you that we are doing this Candyland gameplay here because we are celebrating Eleanor's Candyland Kids, the fundraiser that benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. St. Jude is the patron saint of lost causes, and if you're like me, you don't believe that any child is ever a lost cause. All right, let's go for this. Let's do it. Let's do it. I got to get the marker out of the way. Let's just, all right, so this one is the exhibition match. All right, this one's the and we're gonna throw an extra player in here. We got 5 players now in this exhibition match. Should we do the PvE? You guys want to do PvE? Let's do it. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it simple, okay? We win or lose as a team. All right, we've been competing with each other all night. Everybody here, we're all couch potatoes, right? So we're all on the same team. We're all friends. So all of us are competing to beat the gummy bears. Got it? As long as we're going to play a little bit easier, as long as at least one other player crosses the line first, we win or lose as a team. You guys ready? Let's do it. Let's do it, couch potatoes. All right, we're starting with red. Our NPC moves one right there with a purple. Here we go with yellow. We got a double red. Right there. 7 spaces. Hello, Gloppy. Hello, Gloppy. This has a cool story too. If you read the story, what's fun is the kids, canonically, they take the magic bag here and they collect Candyland sweets to deliver them to Queen Frostina. I love it. I love it. It's much more like Narnia. Oddly enough, they explain it like they just wander into the woods and now we're in Candyland. All right. Green. Green got a double red. Okay. Dude, bro, 2 double reds in a row. All right. For the children. Here we go. The children yearn for the Candyland. All right. Blue coming up. Double green. Here we are. Right up next to the peanut butter chocolate mill. Oh, there's a mill. It's a whole. Why do I not see a mill? It says peanut butter chocolate mill. And Grandma Nuts picking up peanut butter cup. By the way, peanut butter cups growing on a flower is Fat Boy would not survive in Candyland. Okay, I bet those taste way better than Reese's now. All right, now Violet. We're good. I guess she's kind of pink, but I'm just going Roy G. Biv. We're calling that like we're gonna call Lollipop Girl Violet because she's adorable, like Violet. Hello, Violet. Oh, and she got two reds. Look at this flash mob. We have green, yellow, and violet all on one space, tied for second place. All right, here we go. Red. Red is moving orange. All right. Yellow. Yellow moves purple. Yellow advances 1. Here we go. Green. Green. Green, the green mean machine moves up 2 blue spaces. Pa-pow, pa-pow, begins their route across this shortcut. Blue gets a double yellow, actually making their way all the way around the outside shortcut to the other side. Blue taking a commanding lead early in the game. Violet, let's see how Violet's doing. Our pretty pink princess with the cute little buns moving up to a green space. All right, red. Is that there? We must. How can you know what we're playing if the light reflects too much on this? Standards. Don't ever let them slip. All right. Here we go. Drawn for red. Green. Oh, red advances 1. Okay. Little bit of a slow start here. Yellow. Let's see what yellow's got. Yellow pulls a green and sidles right up with Violet over there. Oh, they're friends. They're close friends. Green. All right, Mint Kid. Let's see it. Mint Kid sidling right up here with our blue gummy girl, our blue gummy bear girl. And blue, where are you going? Blue draws an orange. Wow, look at that. Blue draws an orange and advances 7 spaces. That was a pull, Blue. That was a pull. Blue is just smacking everybody. All right. Violet. Violet draws a blue. There we go. We're about to start back over with red. If you're having a good time, make sure that you like and subscribe. We are celebrating Eleanor's Candyland Kids, my new fundraiser benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All right. Red draws a purple and moves ahead 2 spaces. Yellow, here we go. Yellow. Yellow draws a double purple, advancing right here. Okay. This is interesting because we got blue is in first place, green is in second, yellow's in third, violet's in fourth, and red all the way back there. So we are winning against red. As a team, we are winning. Let's see how Mint Kid does here. Purple moving right up here towards the Gummy Mountains. Oh, all right. Looks like Gummy Girl and Mint Kid are leading the pack. All right, Blue, how's Gummy Girl doing? Our Gummy Bear Girl has brought us 7 spaces ahead. Woo-woo. And Violet, our little lollipop lady, where we at? She drew the ice cream. Violet drew the ice cream. She goes all the way to the ice cream beach right here where she gets to hang out with King Candy and his little ice cream otter. I love that there's a little otter with an ice cream cone on this. Oh! Violet, she almost didn't play the game. She almost wasn't in. Look, now she's carrying the team. Where are you, Team Blue? You had every opportunity. I don't understand why you're way back there now. Red. Let's see what Red's got. Red draws a yellow. Wow, it's this one. These gummy bears can't take it. They don't want our smoke. They don't know what's up. Yellow team, chocolate kid. Yellow team, by the way, is the chocolate kid. He's got a little chocolate bar. Draws a green. All right, there we go. Mint kid, our green player, team green. Double red. Now, what an advancement here. We got 5 plus an additional 7 for 12. It's if he would have drawn a single red, he still would have been able to use the gumdrop or the Gummy Mountain Pass. Now it's not, there's pictures of gumdrops, but they call it gummy. And I respect that because honestly, like the last time I even remember having gumdrops that weren't like Dots brand, they tasted like star anise and sadness. All right, so Blue. All right, Team Blue. Well, you're on our team now. We're all one team, but Blue, I understand. You kind of like to be a renegade. I get it. You know, every set of Ninja Turtles needs a Raphael. All right, Blue gets the gummy. Blue gets set back 4 spaces. Gummy Girl drawing the gummy bear piece and actually getting drawn back has to be the most Shakespearean thing I've ever seen. Sad, sad, sad. Sad day. Sad day. Here we go, Violet. Violet, are you carrying the team for me? She got a red. That advances 6 spaces here. Look at her go. Little Princess Leia here. Okay. Red. Team Red. Here we go. Got a blue. Team Red is just, the gummy bears are not motivated. They're just stuck to the gummy path. A Wonka version, huh? That would be interesting to see. That would be interesting. It makes sense. Wonka version makes sense. All right. Yellow team, chocolate kid. Let's go. Let's go. Double orange. What a pull. What an epic pull. The next available orange space, because of how they space this out, the next available orange space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. And then an additional 7. That was a 14 space pull. Team Yellow Chocolate Kid just had an epic pull. Woo, woo. Moving into 3rd place. Mint Kid, you going to build that lead? Team Green gets a double yellow. Not bad. So we got 2 and then an additional 6. 8 space jump. All right. And Team Blue, Gummy Girl. Time for redemption. Double orange. So 4 and then an additional 6 for 10. Putting Team Blue back into 3rd place at least. There we go. I mean, we're all playing as a team. We're all playing as a team. Let's see what Violet does for the team, huh? Double orange. So advance is 4, and then an additional, oh, wait, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, an additional 7 for an 11. Look at this gal. She just comes out of nowhere. She's like, you weren't going to let me play. I'm going to just win. Show you how it's done. All right, Red. All right, Gummy Bears. What I'm scared of is the Gummy Bears could still very easily draw something that brings them ahead. This could still be pretty brutal here. They got a double blue. All right, right there. They are not closing that gap anytime soon. Yellow. Here we go. Yellow got a double purple. So yellow moves 3 spaces and then 6. There we go. Right into second place right there. Mint Kid going to take it, or Mint Kid going to build that lead? Mint Kid going to build that lead, drawing a yellow and moving up 6 places. All right, Blue. Team Blue, the Gummy Girl. Green. We got a green, so that's 7 spaces. A 7-space advancement going into third place. Very contentious here. All right, and where's Violet going to take us? Violet gets struck back to the Licorice Lagoon. She drew the licorice. She drew the licorice. Oh, no. Oh, I was so very proud of her, and in my hubris, I thought that she was going to win, but alas, a non, if you will. All right. Red, let's see where these guys go. The red Gummy Bears have now passed Violet. So sad. So sad. So sad. Yellow. Chocolate Kid. Let's go. Yellow gets a double. Yellow has a thing for drawing yellow when it benefits. Okay, so yellow goes 1 ahead and then another 6 here and sidles right up next to Mint Kid, whose turn it is now. All right. Here we go. We got a red. All right, so Mint Kid moving up 4 spaces. How's Team Blue? Is Team Blue ready? You ready to represent? Are you ready to take the lead? Gummy Girl, I'm counting on you. I'm running out of chips. Lollipop. It's going to cost 6 spaces. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. That hurt. That hurt. All right, Violet, where are we at? Violet? Violet got a double blue. So that's 5. And then an additional 7 for 12. Okay. Nice. She's not down there by the Gummy Bears anymore. Let's see what the Gummy Bears do with this. Gummy Bears pulling ahead 3 spaces there. These guys are just taking a casual stroll. Are they messing with us? They're like super confident we're not going to make it. Yellow, here we go. Team Yellow, Chocolate Kid draws a yellow. Yellow draws a yellow, moves 6 spaces, takes the lead. All right. Mint Kid, green team. Well, we live or die. Oh, shoot. I didn't notice this. When Mint Kid landed on this red space, there is a shortcut here. 1 rainbow. So Mint Kid's properly here. My bad. Not retconning. There actually is a little shortcut right there. So, to be fair, what kind of jerk cheats at Candyland? Weirdo. Okay, Mint Kid. 2 greens. That's 6. That's a 12-space jump. All right, Team Green, Mint Kid. All right, see ya. Okay, and we got to draw for Blue. Draw for Blue, our Gummy Gal. We got a red, so she's moving 1 space. Ouch. Ow, 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 ow. Violet, are you coming back? I'm getting down to a couple chips here. Violet drew a double purple, putting her right ahead of Gummy Girl. They're right next to each other though. They're friends. Notice they both have the kind of, she's got the ears and she's got the double buns. Okay. All right, red gummy bears. Let's see where it's at. I only have a couple chips left. This is getting rough. Raised your hand for cheating at Candy. Okay, I thought you were saying goodbye. I see. Raise you. Well, red just drew the mint, which puts them all the way up here. Oh no. Oh, okay. It's close. We are all relying on Mint Kid to pull this one through now. We might end up having to put another bag in here. We got a couple more chips. Yellow. Team Yellow, what do you got? Team Yellow pulls an orange and advances to Mint Kid. Come on. Team Green. Let's go. Double green. There's one green, then the other. Minty crosses the line. The couch potatoes have vanquished the gummy bears. That's right. That's right. We won it. We brought it home. Just like Wu-Tang, Old Crappy Couch is for the children. The couch potatoes representing. Look at our team of champions there. Look at our championship team. Those are some winners. And you know what? I mean, the gummy bears are cool too. I like the top one's sweet and the bottom one's sour. He has a little grimace on his face. Watch my full review if you want to see some photos of these in epic detail. But look at this. Look at this. We got the little otter right next to King Candy. What a beautiful board. What a beautiful board. I am so happy that the 2025 edition was such a gorgeous return to form for Candyland. And I mean, you saw that little vacuum-formed organizer that I had in there for the kids that keeps them all stowed nicely and displayed in these little windows. I like the little cardboard chips that you get to draw. It doesn't feel, again, everybody's big problem with Candyland was it felt very predetermined. And in some ways it's a good thing, in some ways it's not. I've heard rumors that Candyland's quite popular in like prison populations and stuff because of the non-competitive nature. It's different feeling when you know it's just kind of luck of the draw and it's a social experience. I actually would be interested in to dive into that more. But overall, what a great iteration. I'm so happy. I'm so happy with this one. We just played through the 1955 Candyland, the 1984 Candyland, the 2010, the 2021, and the 2025. So we have celebrated 3/4 of a century worth of Candyland. What a great legacy. What a great legacy. And that's exactly why we're honoring that legacy. You know, Eleanor Abbott came up with Candyland to help polio-stricken children have an easier time on their road to recovery and making their way home sweet home. And over the years, the objective of Candyland might have changed, but the spirit behind its creation has not. I want to thank everybody who joined me today. I really appreciate anybody who donated. Keep these kids in your heart. Remember, we're doing the Eleanor Abbott Candyland Kids fundraiser benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And what a great time we had. What a great time we had. You know, like I said, St. Jude is the patron saint of lost causes. And when it comes to children, I don't believe in lost causes. It's never a lost cause. It's always worth it. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. It really means a lot. I had a great time. I can't wait to live stream some more wonderful gameplay with you next time. We'll see you later.